Kia ora e hoa ma. Welcome back to my channel, Lore and Lullabies. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I hope you find something entertaining enough to hang around. It has been a minute. For some reason, I can't upload to YouTube. Don't know why. But regardless, today I am still recording my TBR for October.
Hey, my name is Alana, my guitar's out of tune. Hope you all enjoy this here, my channel on Booktube, where I'm a little crazy, manic chaos running rife. But if you like, comment, subscribe, you validate my life's hobby. Today we're doing my TBR.
So this month is no different to any other month. I have a pretty big TBR. I will be doing the Spooktober readathon, which runs from the 1st to the 31st. Did I pay attention at school? Not really, not to this. I also played Roll of Reads, which was made by Mel from a book fiend named Mel, one of my booktube besties, and she even personalized it for me and everything. She's an absolute gem. If you haven't checked out her channel, go and do so now. So I'm going to start off with my Roll of Reads first, and then we'll get into the readathon. Okay, so we have no. I know, baby, I'm not happy about it either, but I am reading a book that is over 500 pages next month, so I'll just use it for that prompt. Okay. Number 1 of 9. Yeah, you got a buff head.
Yeah.
Alright. That is next if you can see it. I don't know if you can. So the first prompt for the Roll of Reads to read a book that's over 500 pages long. I am going to read Wings of Shadow by Nikki Palpretto. This is the third and final book in the Crown of Feathers trilogy. I've been group buddy reading this along with all of the amazing people as part of Vish's Discord. At the time of filming this, I actually haven't started the second one, but the first one was really, really good. If you're looking for an awesome fantasy that isn't YA but not quite adult either, somewhere in that middle there, this series is definitely that book. If you want to know a little bit more about it, we do have the live show where we do have a spoiler-free section at the start of Crowns of Feathers, which is their first book. Has been super, super fun. Vish is amazing. She's just a beautiful human being, and how she does all of the things with study and everything else, don't know. I can't really say a lot about this. It's the third book, so I'll just let you look at this cover because it is beautiful. I don't even know how to stack these anymore. I need another bookshelf because these two aren't cutting it, and the third little one is in the kids' room and it's kind of pointless because it's too small. Zola will still get into it. It just, no. Just a no. Okay, roll number 2. 20. And that is Plus Size Rep. That is the next one. I don't know what it is. Not looking. Sorry if it wasn't the right way up. For this prompt, I have been trying to read this book for so long. I don't know what it is. I know that it's going to be amazing, and I know I'm probably going to cry. Maybe that's why I haven't read it yet, and I'm holding it off. But Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. Everyone knows about this. It's gonna make me cry, and it's just such a beautiful cover. I need to read it. I finally need to read it. So this is like a must this month. The plus size rep in here is, I can't even remember her name. What is her name? Nina. She's portrayed as plus size. So yeah, that's my plus size prompt right here. All right, let's go for another one. One. Oh. One word title. That's going to take some thinking. I've owned this book for quite a while now, and pretty much since I bought it, I haven't picked it up since. If you've seen my reels on Instagram, you know that I'm trying to read through as many of my owned books as possible. And so I am going to be reading Malice by Heather Walter for this one word title prompt. I don't really know a lot about it other than that it's good, because that's what everyone keeps telling me. I don't like to know a lot about these things, but I do believe that it is a Sleeping Beauty retelling-ish kind of thing from the villain's point of view. Mummy will do the next one. See? Open. Rolly, rolly, rolly. And let go. It's a one again. We didn't put it on. That's the next one. Let's re-roll that, shall we? 6. And that is, oh, TBR veteran. And then there's that one. Though I do have some books that have been on my TBR that I own for quite a while, I haven't wanted to read any for as long as I've wanted to read this, and that is Patience of a Dead Man. I did want to get the trilogy separately, but just due to your girl being broke, I got the trilogy omnibus, so we have the whole trilogy here. I'm so excited to read it. This is a supernatural, spooky horror, and I'm so here for it. I've been getting into horror a lot this year, and it's fast becoming one of my favorite genres to read. I don't get sick of it. I don't burn out on it like I do with sci-fi and fantasy, and I love it. I'm so very excited to read this. Finally, if you can see behind me, the king of swag, Michael Clark himself, sent all the way to Australia some bookish swag for me. I'm actually going to take it off so you can see it. It looks so good. So we have Mildred, and the art is done by Chad Whirl, I think is how you say it. And then the other one, it is so cool. This was done by Matthias Roberts, this print. So I absolutely love these. There's a nice little thanks Lana and signed by Michael Clark. I'm yet to stick these in because I still do want the 3 books in the trilogy, so I don't know whether I want to put one in this one and then one in like the next books, but these are assigned to myself, and I just thought that was so cool. So not only have I heard so many amazing things about this trilogy, I also have swag, and just book plates make me the happiest, because this is the next best thing from having the author sign your actual physical book. So I'm so happy. We're nearly halfway. 12. A borrowed book. That's handy. I could either use a library book or a Kindle Unlimited book. Oh, where'd that go? Next we have a borrowed book, and for this I am reading The Push by Ashley Audrain. Can you tell I don't even look at these books before I start talking about them? I know that this is a psychological horror about a mother and daughter relationship, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I've heard that it's just crazy and that it is a head fuck. So I'm super excited to read this, because who doesn't need that in their lives? And this is just beautiful and I'm excited for it. You! Hello, Editing Lana here. So somehow I lost the second lot of rolls, so yeah, they're just gonna go skippity skip over the roles and just straight on to the books that I'm reading. Good one, Lana. A hyped book. So usually people use hype books that are hyped up by other people. I'm using a book that I just got recently. You'll know what it is if you have seen my Instagram, because I'm in love with this cover. I wanted to read this. Actually, I started reading it in July and then decided that I had to buy it and read it so I can smell the pages and the feel of the pages and just look at the cover because it's so freaking beautiful. And that is the book that I am most hyped up about, The Dark That Dwells by Matt Dickman and Ryan Brody. I talked about this before on the channel in July, which is probably the last time that I was able to upload to my YouTube, but here it is again because it's so beautiful. I can actually hold it in my hands now, and I'm just in love with this so much. I'm in love with the cover, and from what I've read of this, like, I will probably be devouring this first up in the month, or I'll save it at the end of the month to just like plow through it. It's not short, I'll tell you that much. It's just over 450 pages, so it's like a decent sized book, but I just know that I will smash through this book because, yeah. Yep. So this is my hyped book for my roll of reads. Next we have Published the Year You Were Born. I know that initially I thought Matilda. I didn't want to read Matilda, and it's October, so I wanted to read a scary one. I just so happened to find a book that was published in the year that I was born. It was redone in 2003, but we're taking it for the year that I was born. And that is Lightning by Dean Koontz. Don't know anything about this. I don't need to. It's about an 8-year-old girl, I believe. Initially, at least, she's 8 years old. I've heard great things about this, and one of the guys that I sit next to at work, really only reads Dean Koontz, so I think he will be pretty excited when he sees this on my desk. So next we have a reread. My reread, I haven't checked with Chelsea yet, so maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. Hopefully it will, but that is to read the next installment of the Cursed by Gods, the Curse of the Gods, one of those ones, by Jamin Eve and Jane Washington. I think we're up to book 4. The last few months we have been reading through this series. It's been really fun to read these and reread these. I have finished the series. It was the first reverse harem that I have ever read, and it was super fun. So hopefully I read that this month for this prompt. My last prompt for the roll of reads was, of course, to read an ebook. And for this, I could have picked What Is Happening With My Lighting? What in the hell? I think a cloud just went over the sky or something. I look very red right now. Let's just keep going. The book that I'm going to be reading for the ebook prompt is Only the Stains Remain, and this also works in with my Spooktober TBR, and I'm about to do that now, so you will see where it fits in there. I haven't decided on any consequences or anything like that for the roll of reads. Give me some suggestions. I don't know, maybe reading outside of my comfort, although a lot of the prompts that are in the roll of reads, a lot of them are outside of my comfort zone. I'm trying to expand that, but otherwise I really don't have any clue as to what to do. Like, throw some suggestions at me, please. Oh, my lighting's back to normal again. Hooray. Now for the books that I will be reading for the Spooktober readathon. As I said before, this runs for the entirety of October, and I am Team Zombie, which is like the horror team. There are 6 prompts, a poll pick, which just finished last night, I think, for mine, and also a team book. I'll start off with the team book first. The team book for the zombies is none other than The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the favorites of my good friends Evie and Leslie. I've started reading it again. I just wasn't in the mood for it, for whatever reason when I started reading it, but I will definitely be reading it this time. For the other prompts, the first one is to read a book with a black cover. For this one, I am using the Patience of a Dead Man trilogy. There is enough black here. Shadows, blackness. To me, it's a black cover and I won't be persuaded any other way. Read a horror book with blood or a skull on the cover. I don't have the physical form for this, so I'll just move my way on over here. Only the Stains Remain by Ross Jeffrey. I do have a Ross Jeffrey to read physical copy here behind me, but it didn't have blood on it, so I will be reading this one. I've heard amazing things about it. As we all know, I don't really look at what the book is about. I get a basic gist and then go from there. Also, if I've seen my friends review it and love it, then it's pretty much automatically added to my TBR. So there you go. And we have blood on the cover. Read a slasher book. For this, I am reading The Goners by Elle Stevenson. I'm pretty sure this is a slasher just based off the review that I saw Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative do a little while ago. I'm running off memory purely, but I'm pretty sure she said that it was like a slashery. It's part of the Butcher something series. Again, I'm just off the cuff with this, so please be kind. But I'm really excited to read this. This will be the first slasher that I've ever read. The slasher movie genre isn't really my thing, but I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Read a horror book by a female author. I will be reading The House of Little Bones by Beverly Lee. I discovered this book through TikTok.
It's been described by some reviewers as creepy, queer and delicious.
And I have been super intrigued by it, so I'm really excited to read this one as well. It's giving me haunted house paranormal vibes and I am very much here for that. Read a horror involving a disappearance. I had no idea what to do for this, so I jumped into the Spooktober Discord, and Heaven's Peak by Miguel Estrada was one of the recommendations for that. I had a quick look at it. It seemed very intriguing. Also, this cover. This cover is creepy as hell and I love it. I'm really intrigued by what it's about. I have heard there are some like editing and grammatical issues in there. Some people have said it took them out of the story. Some people said it didn't. I'm here for the story. I don't care about the grammatical issues too much. As long as it's not like a formatting thing. Like formatting drives me insane because of just the way my brain works and my eyes when I'm reading. But grammatical issues, for the most part, are fine for me. The next prompt is your poll pick, and I had 4 amazing books that I really wanted to read on my poll, and they were Crossroads by Lauren Hightower, Kill Creek, can't remember who that's by, Ungodly by Braden Riddick, and The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas, and the poll winner was The Taking of Jake Livingston. So I will be reading that. It's actually the only book that I don't have on my Kindle, so I'm gonna have to get that. I also have a couple of book clubs. The one that I am about to mention is the Last Book Club with my dear friends Ali and Mel. I'll put their links down below so you can check them out, and also the Discord to our chat. We have been reading for the last couple of months the Every series by Ali Mani, and in October it is the final of the trilogy, and that is Every Move. I'm super excited to see how this finishes. The series is a modern take on Sherlock Holmes and Watson if they were teenagers in Australia, but it is so good. It is YA. I'm really glad that the girls picked this because I think Ali picked it because I'd never heard of this book before, but it's one of her favorite series of all time. So those are all of the books that I will be trying to read in October. Have you read any of these? What were your thoughts? Are you doing Spooktober? If so, what are you reading? So many questions. I'm sorry, that's just how my brain works. If you don't want to leave a comment but you want to let me know that you're here and to support the channel and the algorithm, I love you. And feel free to drop like a spooky emoji because it is the spooky season. I never know how to sign out of videos. That is like, talking is hard, saying goodbye is harder. So, ka kite.